Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance review. Marvelous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you with another fragrance review, and the fragrance we are reviewing today is a very special one, a unicorn. And this is Green Valley by Creed. This review will, of course, follow my tried and trusty technique of telling you the notes, telling you which notes I get the most of, and then discussing the fragrance at length until I am satisfied I've discussed the fragrance enough. So, the notes are mandarin and bergamot at the top, vanilla, blackcurrant, mint and ginger in the mid, vetiver, ambergris, musk and sandalwood in the base. The notes I get the most of are bergamot, blackcurrant, a little bit of ginger, and ambergris, musk and sandalwood. Now I say those three together because that is the vintage Creed DNA. That is the DNA that made Creed famous amongst fragrance enthusiasts. It was that base that was in Green Irish Tweed. It was in Bois de Portugal, Green Valley. It was in Himalaya. It was in Selection Verte. Most of the Creeds pre-Royal Oud, most of them had that to one degree or another. Sometimes the sandalwood would be more present and the ambergris and the musk would be more quiet, or the ambergris and the sandalwood would be more present, but the musk would be more quiet. Sometimes the musk was more forward, but it always had some sort of combination of both. I feel like Green Valley, for that actual DNA, was one of the most profound uses of that DNA, where that became the fragrance. The fragrance starts off when you first spray it, very bright, very fresh, a little bit salty, like a lot of those old Creeds did. Very upper class, smelled very expensive, very, very high quality, fresh. Almost like aquatic fragrances before aquatic fragrances existed. The use of ambergris, whether it was actual ambergris or whether it was an ambergris accord, it depends on the skill of the perfumer, who was not Olivia Creed, by the way. Forget what he says he was. Olivia Creed is one of the great artistic directors in the same way Roger Dove is, but he's not actually a perfumer. He doesn't actually concoct the perfumes that are then presented to the public. That's not what he is. Pierre Bourdon's a perfumer. Jean-Claude Alain is a perfumer. Alberto Morillas is a perfumer. Roger Dove is not. Olivia Creed is not. They come up with the inspiration for the fragrances. And the house DNA, the calling card of Creed, when this fragrance was released in allegedly 1984, because we don't even know if that's true, such as the nefariousness of the story behind Creed, that we don't even know when these fragrances were born anymore. So there it is. The fragrance starts off with, I've got some on my hand, starts off with a very bright, sparkly bergamot. It's not sharp, but it's bright. And it has that citrusy, salty, aquatic vibe, almost salted bergamot. Still bitter, still juicy, still wet, but also with a little bit of seasoning from the salt of the ambergris. It's very fresh, and it immediately gives you confidence in the fragrance itself. It makes the fragrance smell expensive. It makes it smell classy. It makes it smell smart. You know, you don't want to dress this down too much. You can wear it, you know, smart casual, but you want to be smart with it. The bergamot kind of wears off pretty quickly. That might be a sign of the bottle that I've got. I bought this as a partial. And so the bergamot doesn't last for too long. You then get right into the mid where there is a big black currant. Now the black currant is a material and a note that Creed have used in a number of fragrances. And Silver Mountain Water being the other one. I am not a big fan of this black currant or this black currant material. To me, it's a little bit metallic and sour, and it's a little bit off-putting, and it's a little bit... I understand the need for juxtaposition and balance. I just wouldn't have used black currant to do it. I'm not a big fan of this material and the way that it's used in Creed perfumes. But it doesn't spoil the fragrance. It doesn't take away from it. It's just not what I would have used. It's not the way I would have done it. Same with Silver Mountain Water. I wasn't a fan of that fragrance. The black currants are much more potent and obvious in that fragrance. The black currant and the mint and the ginger gives this kind of fizziness that it gives this kind of like almost spicy kind of aspect, like a bracing quality. Keeps the fragrance lively. It's very clever that they use the ginger with the black currant, stops it from going too far. Maybe the Silver Mountain Water could have done with more ginger in there to stop it from going, you know, down that sour path. There's a hint of mint. A hint of mint in this, and it is a hint. It's an afterthought. It's an aftertaste, and not a very strong one either. But if you're prepared for it and aware of it, you know it's there. And it's very clever, and it's one of those, it's like an Easter egg, you know. Then I suppose it's always present in the fragrance, the ambergris, but the rest of that Creed DNA becomes much, much more apparent after the first 45 minutes to an hour. The top and the mid, especially the lighter parts of the mid, such as the ginger and the mint, they kind of leave quite quickly with this fragrance. It burns off. What you are left with is one of the most pronounced and profound uses of the Creed DNA, which is that sandalwood ambergris musk. And in this, Green Valley might be the apex of that DNA. Might be where that DNA is the most in any of their fragrances, including Green Irish Tweed, which it's very pronounced. I get a lot more sandalwood in Green Irish Tweed than I do in this. This I get more of the ambergris and the musk. It's a very high quality musk. It's not like a deer musk. It's not like a fucking white musk. It's a very particular smell, and it's glorious. It's fresh. It's light, but it's got depth. It's like one of those artistic installations that you can look into and just see forever. And it changes all the time. The way the sandalwood is used, it's not woody, it's not heavy. It just rounds out and shapes the ambergris and the musk and just takes the rough, uncouth, scraggly parts off, you know? It's like there's not a hair out of place, and that is the sandalwood doing that. It's very, very clever, and it's pitched and balanced perfectly. And that is what makes this one of the most sought after and one of the best Creed fragrances. Again, at this point, it's not worth full figures because there's so few of them left. And that might sound like a paradox, but this fragrance got discontinued a long, long time ago. A long, long time ago. And Creeds are famous for turning. You know? Fortunately, mine is still in good condition. There's no turning gone on there. I'm very fortunate with that. I don't want to leave the bottle with this little amount left in for too long because it will turn. But I intend to enjoy this while I can. And this is the type of fragrance I wear sparingly. I wouldn't rebuy it though. As beautiful as it is. And it is beautiful. It's become mythical. But don't let that tempt you into overpaying for this. Certainly not before you've tried it. I'm glad I've managed to get what I've got, and I am satisfied with that. Again, I won't be replacing it. And that is my review, friends. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.